Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Box Score Sports YouTube channel. On this clip, we're going to continue our NBA season previews, and we're going to talk about the Miami Heat before me and Clint talk about the Miami Heat. Give us your thoughts and predictions on the Heat down in the comments below and what you think they're going to do this coming season. So let's go ahead and get into our season preview here, Clint. So last season, they were 35 and 45. They re-signed, probably Davion Mitchell's the big one. They traded for Fontecchio and Norman Powell. They, oh man, I was listening to the name. I can't remember how to pronounce it, but they drafted that guy.
Yakachunas.
Yakachunas. And as far as losing anybody, I don't think anyone huge important, like Highsmith and Robinson are the two that you probably know. So with that in mind, what is the strength for you for the Heat going into this season?
Heat culture. Like, it's just that mentality. I think they're going to be, especially with Hero out to start the year, a good defensive team with Mitchell, Wiggins, Adebayo, and Ware. That is a formidable defensive team. And I think that has to be their strength, at least with the starters, to have success this year. But I look at that team, and you can put some ball pressure on. You definitely have some size and shot blocking inside. And Wiggins, he kind of comes and goes, but he's that, that wing player that a lot of teams are searching for when he's fully committed to playing.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I had Heat culture. It's just their organization, right? Like, they're going to get the best out of it with Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley. They are going to get the best out of the roster that they have. I think that's always going to be a strength of theirs. It's also kind of like, it can be a negative because that means you're never like, you're kind of mediocre. And when your roster, you're getting the most out of a roster that's average or below average, that means you're going to constantly be mediocre. So anyway, but that is a strength of theirs.
Yeah, and they have some good depth too. I mean, Jaquez had a bad year last year, but if you're, reviving that, you have some guys that can come in and contribute.
Gotcha. Yeah. Agreed. I'm interested to see how that Jovic does, and so we'll see. Okay, weakness. What is their big weakness, would you say?
I think their weakness, especially with Tyler Hero out, is going to be shooting offensively. Norman Powell gets him up, but he kind of needs someone to get him the ball. Wiggins comes and goes. Good shooter for the most part, but comes and goes. Mitchell really doesn't shoot, although was that one of the playing games where he had like 6 or 7 threes. But Adebayo, he kind of tried to space the floor out, and it hasn't really come from Ware. Kind of the same thing. I just offensively, without Tyler Hero to kind of create, it looks kind of scary. That's what I would worry about. Like, what are we? What's our creation here? How are we gonna, get the play set up?
Yeah, agreed. I think they even tried right, like were you saying they tried to space Bam tried to space it before, but he also tried to be like a playmaker too, right? Like he tried to move. So like that's the other thing that a worry without Hero. I would say not having a true number one is also like a weakness. Is like they have a bunch of guys and their ceiling's low because they just don't have that guy that you're like, oh, we're playing Giannis tonight. Who's gonna score 40 with him? We're playing Shea tonight. Who's gonna, they just don't have that one guy. They're kind of missing that guy, that number one on their roster. And with the Heat culture, it's about like they want to play for championships. They don't have that guy to help get them to the championship. So that's to me their biggest weakness.
For sure, yeah.
Biggest question for you when it comes to the Heat this season?
How long is Hero out, and like what does that just make their decision as far as like Andrew Wiggins, because he's been linked to a lot of teams that can definitely use a player like that, aka Milwaukee. But like what is their commitment to trying to be competitive? And if Tyler Hero is out to Christmas or past Christmas, you're probably dead in the water. I mean, again, they're going to be competitive. They're not one of those roll over and just win 25, 20 games team. But if Hero isn't going to be back, you're going to have to extend him. What are we doing with Andrew Wiggins? Like, where's our bail point? Same with Norman Powell. He wants an extension. If the season's going south, what is our commitment to that?
Do you think? Yeah, I like that one because I think like they could get. But and this is the problem with the Heat culture is they're all about winning. They're not like about giving up, which is both a pro, but it's also a con because like when you're always playing for like the eighth seed in the East, it's like what are we doing year to year? Like obviously they're probably waiting for the big free agents to be like, hey, I want to go to Miami. That has not been the case since James, right? LeBron going to Miami, they haven't really got a big free agent to go there since then, right?
Nope.
Right. So like I guess at what point do you move on from these? Like you mentioned Paul Wiggins, but like my big question was Bam. Like you could probably get a lot for Bam and like start kind of fresh with your roster with building around where uh what's his name? J yeah,
Hawkes,
Jaquez, my
Jovic,
goodness.
yeah.
Yeah, all of them, all the young ones. Jaquez, I was thinking Jaquez. Oh my goodness, sorry. And the other guy, I'm not even gonna ruin his name, but the other guy you just drafted, like, why not try to build around these young guys and maybe move off? And you could probably get a whole lot for Bam Adebayo. There's teams out there that would probably go all in on him that might need a big guy. So I'm just saying, like, I understand why Miami fans wouldn't want to do that. Maybe even the organization, but at some point, when are we going to throw in the towel and stop being the eighth seed and start maybe building for a brighter future? And that means that we might have to lose a couple of seasons, one or two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I think they have held on in the hopes of like being a Giannis team or being one of these, destination team for a couple of these guys. And in all honesty, I think if this year goes bad and if Giannis does eventually want to leave after this year from Milwaukee and it's not Miami, I think right, you're at that point where you go, Wiggins, Adebayo, Powell, you could get stuff for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You could refresh everything. You got some young guys behind them to kind of see what you have. Obviously, you are starting to rebuild at that point, but I think that's what has kind of held them in is Pat Riley just hoping he can one more time land one of that guy and put, the step that they have, put that behind him and be like, all right, now with Heat culture, we can compete.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually agree with that. Yeah. Okay. Success. What would be a successful season for you? I mean, for the Heat in your mind?
And they're at that line where for Miami, like you said, their success is we want to be in the playoffs. We want to compete. I don't think that's reasonable. I just think you're going to end up playing the Knicks or the Cavs, and we saw what happened last year with that. For me, success is just starting to tear down. For me, a successful season would be, hey, it's not happening. Andrew Wiggins, what are we going to get? Norman Powell, what are we going to get? I wouldn't even say Bam because I think that's pull in case of emergency. But I think for me, success for Miami is, hey, the cycle is kind of over for right now. Let's not hard reset per se. Let's just start the reset.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I would say where Jovic, Jaquez. Am I saying that right?
Hawkes.
Jaquez. My goodness, Ryan. I need to go to bed. Anyway, Jaquez and I'm just gonna say KJ. KJ, if though one of those guys get good, one of those guys pop, if they can, especially I'm gonna try it again. Jaquez can Jaquez can yes, I did it. If he can become the guy that he was 2 years ago, I think that would be a successful season because to me, you're not going anywhere anyway. So these young guys, you need them to pop. And if they can pop, I know we say that a lot in some of these previews, but you want to build for the future where Jovic and the other two guys that I'm not going to butcher their names again. One of the couple of them pop, you're looking good for the future. And you might be more comfortable than moving off of some of these guys then too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Prediction.
Again, I think, barring a total teardown, I think this is a play-in team again. They get at least that respect from me.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Led by Jaquez. I'm just kidding. Okay. Anything else?
No, I think for Miami, Tyler Hero is the drink that stirs it. The drink that stirs it. The straw that stirs the drink. Look at that.
It's bedtime, man.
Just comment on the errors in this one. It'll be comedic. But
yeah,
again, the sooner he comes back, you might be able to creep up those standings. But you just worry when, with some of these injuries, when they say on the shorter end, for him looking for an extension, do you rush back, get hurt again?
Yeah, I agree. And I think a lot of when he comes back, Hero, that's going to determine like what way they should kind of go in the season, even though I think me and your agreement probably just blow it up anyway, but like that's what they'll probably do. Okay. Thanks, Clint, for joining me. Thanks everyone for listening. Again, leave your comments down below, if nothing else, just to make fun of us. I don't know why. I practiced that name all day because heard Zach Lowe and Bill Simmons, they were both kind of talking about it. I'm like, okay, I want to bring him up. I can't even say his name. So anyway, point being is make fun of us. Thanks so much for listening. Subscribe, like the channel, and we will talk to you guys real soon. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.